Hey, do you know who learns the most in any classroom? It's not the student, guys, it's the teacher. And this is a secret to mastering in network marketing. When I first got started with my network marketing, I thought to be successful, I have to learn everything before I shared. But then I got exposed to this law from the diary of the CEO that if you want to master anything, you have to make an obligation to teach it. And this is the key to all top earners and successful people like Einstein and the top entrepreneurs. They all use this law because when you make it an obligation to teach it, you are actually putting the skin in the game. That's where you simplify the complex idea. You make so clear that even a child could understand. And that is when you truly understand yourself. And that is where the magic starts to happen. Right? The first thing in any business is to learn it, right? But by just reading notes, you don't learn anything. You got to practice it. For example, if you want to invite someone to look for your presentation or your business opportunity, you have to not nod your head by reading the script. You actually have to go and practice it with your friend till you don't get a very natural way of doing it. Because if you act, it doesn't sound real and people will not come and see the business opportunity. Likewise, about a product, you can't just memorize a brochure and then, start speaking like a typical newsreader. You have to find one product, you have to connect with it, and you have to give your soul with it so that people find a connect to what you mean to get them on. That is where it sounds interesting. So the point two is teach it to a child. Simplify. If you can't simplify, you don't understand it yourself. Now, don't understand a product like you have to explain it to an expert, but to a 10-year-old child. For instance, the shake is like an healthy fuel for your body. It helps your muscle grow stronger, right? That's simple. Instead of saying a binary compensation plan, you say, think of it like two teams. You get paid when both team grows. So it's pretty simple to understand, right? So share it publicly. Now here's the test, guys. Here you put the skin in the game when you share this publicly. Because, example, after training, call your teammates and explain the one thing you learned about the new exposure of the business, about the new product, and explain through a post in a 30-second reel about the product that you just studied this amazing thing. Don't wait to be perfect, guys. Leaders grow by sharing as they learn. It's very simple, guys. Don't try to be that perfect head person. It's not going to be always the requirement. Remember that. Review and refine. Every time you have shared an idea, many a times you don't have the answer to it. But that doesn't mean it's a failure. That's feedback. For example, if someone asked you about a certain product and you didn't have an answer for it, so you don't have to be like, oh man, what did I do wrong? But that's okay. You just can come back to it because this is opening the whole idea of learning, and that is where it all becomes interesting because you're open to learn, and that's your next step. Likewise, when you give your first presentation, you look confused, you look like you don't have an idea about what I did because that person looked very confused, didn't understand a bit of it. But then next time when you present and give your presentation, you have to simplify it. Just make it easy so that people get it as simple as you get it, right? That's where it is easy communication, period. The teacher who learns the most. Now this is the final take in our business, guys. The person who learns the fastest in the network marketing is the one who's going to teach the fastest. And when you get this upgradation, this is the real secret to mastery in your network marketing. This is period, guys. There'll be leaders who will rise quickly is they don't just consume the ideas what have been told to them. They are actually the one who are teaching, sharing and repeating. And every time they do that, they grow 10 times faster than someone who's just listening in internet marketing. So my final take on this for everybody here is, well, here's a challenge. Let's take this as a challenge that what's that one thing you learned today? You go and freaking teach it to someone else. your team, your family, or even someone online. Because when you teach, you master, and when you master, you lead. And this is where it's priceless. This is where you put the skin in the game. And every time you make an obligation of teaching it, you are close to being the number 1% in your business. And I hope this message has inspired you. And if you really want to get this idea working for you, just implement it and see the magic happening. I love teaching because I want to simplify my learning, and I want to be best at my learning so that I can make it more simple for people to get it. Thank you. Love you. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐒𝐞